Hello folks, good morning and sorry to keep you guys waiting for a while. Uh, let's get started quickly here. So guys, my name is Rohan and I'm one of the co-founders of Madmods, and we'll be doing this. I'll be your main instructor today during this workshop. Now, I hope all of you are between 6 to 16 years of age. This workshop is designed for kids your age. Now, let's get started. I see a lot of questions in the chats already. So let's drop one of our team members is going to drop a link in the chat, and that's the link to the website. Okay, and I'm going to show you how you can get started from that link. Can we have the link on the chat, please? So there you have it, guys. It's play.madmods.world. The moment you go into that link, you'll come into this web page that I'm showing you, okay? And this is your home page. You can see that I'm not logged in here either. So I'll be doing this with you guys so that you can follow along as well, okay? If you're on mobile devices, you won't be able to do this. If you're on tablets, also likely you will not be able to do this. It was communicated that this will currently, for the time being, only work on desktops or laptops, okay? So I hope all of you guys have that with you. Now, once you're on this website, the first thing you'll do is just click on login. Now, I have already signed up, so I'll just directly log in here. But if you have not, what you'll do is you'll go to the sign up page. You'll have to first sign up by clicking on either continue with Google, if you already have a Gmail account, that is, or if you don't have a Gmail account and have some other email account, you can just enter your email here and just set a password, confirm it, and then sign up, okay? Once you do that, you will automatically be logged in as well. What I'm going to do here, however, is just cleanly log in. I've already signed up, like I said, so I'll click on the login button, and there you see I'm logged in. So once you're here, you have your profile page and you have your projects here, okay? Now, before we get started with this workshop, I'll just give you a brief intro about Madmods, okay? So one of my team is going to drop a link in the chat here. Now that's going to be to the video. We have a pre-recorded video that I can show you, or let me just pull this up, pull up the video and share it here itself. Just waiting for the video link, hold on. Okay, while we wait for the video link, let's just go straight into one of these projects, okay? So what we'll do is I'm going to go to my profile. I'm going to drop down here. And I'm going to go into my profile, okay? So these are some of these test projects that I have created. I'll just start with a very basic one. Let me actually show you this one that I've created. It's called Dino World. I'm going to click on edit this project, this button right here, and that's going to take me to the creator, okay? The creator page is where I'm going to be able to build 3D games. Now, when I do that, the first thing you'll do is load up this 3D environment in this entire 3D world, okay? So all the objects that you are seeing in this 3D world, these are all generated with AI, and then they've been placed into this environment. So it's a very small scene. As you can see here, there's a few dinosaurs. There's like a little flying dinosaur here, and then there is a globe right there, okay? Now these objects are also interactive. So what that means is when I play here, for instance, I have the play button up top over here, if you can see. When I click it, you'll see that, you'll notice that this sort of floating ball here is also rotating, right? Now I press escape, I'm back to my editor mode. Now it's rotating there because that object has been programmed to be rotating, okay? So when I click that object, I can click on the code and see that there is some code for it which causes it to rotate. Now what I'll do is I'll get you guys started on how to start creating your first worlds, okay? So when you enter your profile, you will not have all of these projects to begin with. You will in fact have just the create new project button, okay? So you'll have to start creating your very first project. I'll show you how that works. Now we click on the create new project. What that will do is it should give us a blank world, but it did not. Let's open up new project. Okay, so your new project is going to open up like this. It's a blank world. It has a ground plane and it has a skybox. Okay, that's it. That comes as the default, and it has nothing else in it. Now here you'll see that it says 932 coins. These are how many AI generation coins I have remaining in my account. When you sign up for the first time, you should receive 200 coins, okay? So that'll help you get started with generating objects. Now the way you do that is, in order to generate your first object, you're going to click on the create tab here, okay? I'll just walk you quickly through the UI before I go into how we do this. So we have a few options. Here you have new project, open an existing project, or save project and delete project. You can set the name of your project here. So I'm going to call my project demo. You can call it whatever you like. We have the play button here. That is, once we create our game, we hit this to preview our game, okay? Then we have the share button, the profile button, and on the right hand side, the right top corner, you have your coin balance. This is how many coins you will have remaining. You have the create tab. This is your AI chat box, okay? And anything that you want, you create in this panel over here. So you can create objects. You can create code for your objects in order to make your objects interactive, move and collide and all sorts of things, okay? You can also generate sounds. So for instance, if you want to generate, let's say, a sound to fire a gun, you could just describe that sound over here, and then it's going to generate it. You can also set the duration of that sound effect. By default, it's going to generate a 5-second clip. I'll show you how to use all of these things just in a little bit, okay? Now the second tab over here is the library, okay? This library has about 1,300 different 3D objects currently. Anything that you create will end up in the library, okay? And this library is owned by the community. So what that means is your assets are usable by the entire community, just as the entire community's assets are usable by you, okay? This has a lot of benefits, like you can see, right? It gets you started with 1,300 objects to begin with right away, for instance. So if you're not in the mood to generate your own, you just want to find something, you go into the library and then you sort of search for what you want. There's also a search bar. I'm just going to type giraffe, and then it's going to show me all the things in there that match that text, which is GIR in this case, okay? So if you find what you're looking for in the library, you can simply drag and drop it into your 3D world like so, okay? So that has dropped a small giraffe here. It's a very tiny giraffe. Let's actually make this a lot bigger now. Now, how do we do that is when you click on the object, it gives you this box, okay? Now this box and the arrows, they help you move the object. I can move it along any of these directions, or the blue box that you see around it, the corners of those of that box are draggable, okay? So what I'll do here is I'll just click on one of these corners and drag it along like so, and that increases or decreases the size of the object, okay? And these little cylindrical knobs that you see on the edges of the box, this will help you turn it around. So you can position these objects just how you like them, okay? There's also a bunch of other options on these objects. So for instance, if you want to enable physics, what you do is right now when I right click on it, you'll see that the physics type for this is static. What that means is if I move it up, it's not affected by gravity. It's just floating up in the air like that. Now if I right click and change it to dynamic, you'll see that it just drops down like that, okay? So there it is physics enabled. Now that we have the physics enabled object here, let's try to do something interesting with it. I'm actually going to just set it back to static so that it's nice and stable. Let us see what else I can do here. I see that someone's created a cute orange car. It's by creator for AABB. Okay, so I'm going to use their asset here now. I'll just drag and drop that car in. Now I'm going to program this car, okay? Let's program this car such that it moves around when we press the WASD keys. The WASD keys are standard fare keys that you use when when you're playing all sorts of different games. So it's just a standard thing. Now you can use different things as well, but I'm going to use WASD. What I'll do is I'll go first to the code editor for this car. You'll notice that it is completely empty. There are a bunch of different things over here which are code blocks that I can manually drag and drop into the code editor and start creating my code, okay? So for example, I can say when key A is pressed, move the car forward at speed 5, okay? So now let's see what this does. I play it. If I press A, the car starts moving very slowly. Okay. Now this is how you do it manually, but the good part is this is an AI platform, so you don't have to code it up manually, right? So what I do is I'll go into my create tab, I'll go into the code generation tab over here, and I'm going to type in move and rotate this object on WASD keys, okay? And I'll hit the generate button. Let us see what this generates, okay? Hopefully it's going to generate us the right code such that WASD buttons just work right out of the box for us, okay? Let's see what this does. Okay, it says valid code generated for the cute orange car object. It says, gives you a little message over here that you can read, but I've read this a lot of times. So I'm just going to click here, and that's going to take me to the code editor for this car. Now you'll notice that the entire code is generated here. When W key is pressed, we're moving forward. When it is released, we're setting the speed to 0. Okay, so when you release the W key, you want the speed to stop, right? Let's see what this code does. I'm going to play and I'm going to try and control my car. I'm pressing W, it's moving forward. I'm pressing A and D, it's turning left and right. But it's way too slow for my liking, right? It's just way too slow. I want the car to be zippy. I want it to be really fast. So what I'll do is I'll go back in here. I'll have my object selected and I'm going to say make it go much faster. Okay. And I'll hit the enter key or I'll submit the text prompt and I'll wait a few seconds and it's going to automatically make it faster. Okay, it says it's done it. Let's see what it's done. What it's done here is it's set the speed to 20 as you can see now. Okay. Let us see what that does. Okay. It is definitely slightly faster. Now, let's say I don't want to keep prompting the AI in sort of like a hit and miss situation. So what I'm going to do is I'll just set this up. I'll just tweak it manually in this case. Okay, let's say I want this to be 40. I want the backward speed to be 30. As you can see, S is moving it backwards. And here I'll make this instead of 80, this is the rotation speed, by the way. I'm going to make it 90 and minus 90. And now my car moves around much more smoothly, okay? But as you can see here, the camera isn't following the car at all. The car is just moving, but my camera stays right here. Now there's a very easy way to do this. I want my camera to be following my car everywhere it goes. So what I'll do is I'll go back into my code editor and in fact, let's ask the AI to do it. Let's see what it does. Make the camera follow this object, right? That's all we have to say. We have to ask it what we want it to do and then boom, automatically it does it. So for those of you who are familiar with things like MIT Scratch, this should seem like this should look like a very familiar interface. You must have seen things like this, but only in a 2D environment, right? So this is sort of, you can think about MIT Scratch, but in the context of a 3D game world, okay? It says it's done it. Let's see what it's done here. It has created an animation loop called camera follow. And there it has set it up such that look at object named self. Self simply refers to this very car that we're doing, okay? But the start animation block currently is none. That is a bug in the code that the AI has generated. But let's just fix it up ourselves, right? Where can we find the start animation block such that you know, the drop down is actually showing us the camera follow button. So let us see here. We'll go to the control category and we have the start animation block. Okay. I took a new one in and I deleted the old one just to refresh, and now it has the camera follow animation. Now that it is started, I'm going to hit enter. Now the camera follows me everywhere I go, but I don't like that angle too much. So we can adjust all those sorts of things. And this controls the distance from which we want to be looking at the car. Okay, there you go. Much neater. Now this workshop, guys, this is going to be a lot about getting you guys familiar with the game mechanics, getting you guys familiar with the kinds of things that you can do on the platform. We won't really be building out an entire game. We won't be building out an entire game here, but you'll learn enough things in this workshop such that you will be able to build your own game, okay? Now let's make something else. Let's make this car also shoot a few things when I press the F button, okay? So it's almost like a third person shooter, if you will, okay? I'll just make it slightly faster as well. And then I go back into my create mode and I'm going to say make it shoot a ball when F is pressed. I also want to say make it shoot a ball at high speed when F is pressed, okay? So hopefully what this does is it's going to generate code that makes the car just shoot things when we press the F key. Now while that code generates, let's go back to generating a few other types of things. We've only been generating code blocks over here. Let us try to generate a few 3D objects as well. Let's see what we can do here. We'll wait for this generation to complete or not. Let's see. I want to generate a giant spaceship. So while we wait for the 3D object to, okay, there we go. It's already started to generate it. So the first thing that it'll do is it will generate a preview of the 3D object that it is going to generate, okay? Now that's the preview. If we like this preview, if we like this 3D object, we can hit make 3D, or if we, let's say we want it to be something else. This is not what we quite imagined, right? We were expecting something else altogether. So what we can do is we can just hit the regenerate button and then it'll give us a second variation of a giant spaceship, okay? Hopefully one that you like. Well, if you don't, there's always the option of, okay, there it is. There's the second version. This was the first. There's the second. If you don't like this, what I'll do is I'm just going to change up the prompt here, okay? I'll say a giant spaceship I'm just going to call it a giant blue colored spaceship, right? To be very specific about what we want it to generate. So this time around, hopefully it'll give me what I want, which is a giant blue colored spaceship. Okay, this is something I like. I'm going to say make 3D. We're waiting for the 3D object to get generated here. Okay, the 3D object has been generated now. Now if you hover over it, it says drag into scene or click to view in the library, right? So if I click it, I'll be able to see it highlighted in my library, or I could simply just drag it into my world like this and have it spawn in my 3D world, okay? Now guys, in the comment section, I'm seeing perhaps some of you guys are having a little bit of a tough time following along. So I'll do a quick recap. In fact, I'll not do a quick recap, I'll do a slow one, okay, so that everyone's able to follow along. In the meanwhile, guys, if you can just drop in any questions that you have into the chat box, someone from my team will be able to answer, or just bubble it up to me and I can answer the questions as well. So this is the spaceship that it's generated. We can code this up as well. We are not going to code it up currently. We're just going to leave it be, okay? Now let's see if there are some questions, okay? Okay, so one of the comments that I'm seeing is created image is not, you're not able to drag it. I'll show you why you're not able to drag it. So let me create a new 3D object, okay? Let me say, let's create a pirate ship. Now, the first time you click on the generate button, what happens is it's going to generate a preview image of what you want. Okay, right now, if you look at what has been generated, it says over here, you see this orange image icon? That means that this is simply an image at this point. It is not a 3D object. Orange icon here means it is an image preview and not a 3D object. So if you click to view this in the library, you'll notice that it simply says preview in orange color. Okay. Now, if you want to be able to drag and drop this, see, I'm trying to drag and drop it into the 3D world. It's not happening, right? That's because this is not a 3D object. If you want to make it a 3D object, you have to click on make 3D here, right? So let me do that now. I click make 3D and I'm going to wait for perhaps 10 seconds. And then once it's generated, I'll hopefully be able to drag and drop it into my 3D world. I'm going to show this to you in just a second, guys, as soon as this generates. Thank you for your patience. So there you have it. Now it's a green cube over here from previously what used to be an image icon, right? This means that this is a 3D object, and when you hover over it, it says drag into scene or click to view. So I'm going to drag this. I'll click my left mouse button and simply drag it like so. Okay, I've not dropped it yet. I'm dragging it around, finding a nice spot to put this. I'll put it right here beside this giraffe, and I dropped it. Okay, it's very small, scaled up, very scaled down compared to my other objects. So what I'm going to do is I click it and then I scale it up by grabbing one of these corner handles and simply dragging along that direction. Okay, so that's a pirate ship. There's another thing here, guys, that I want to mention is that when you're generating code for your objects, you want to have the object selected. Okay, otherwise it's going to generate code randomly in the 3D world. It's not going to generate it for your object. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, let us see. Oh, there's a nice sci-fi shield over here. Looks really cool. Let me just bring this in. Let's see how this looks. Okay, perfect, not bad at all. So let us say that I want to start rotating this sci-fi shield. Okay, now I've not selected the sci-fi shield. I go into my code generation mode and I say rotate the shield continuously. Okay, now if I click generate, by the way, guys, this is the wrong way of doing it, but I'm just showing you what goes wrong if you generate without clicking on the object. Okay, now it says valid code generated. It does generate valid code, but it says it's for the global script. Okay, it is not for your object, but it is for the global script. Now when I click it, it takes me to the script, but you'll notice that this is not for this object, it's for the global script. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll delete everything here, and this time I'm going to generate the same code, but this time with this shield selected. Okay, the shield is selected. Now I generate the same code. Now you'll notice that we would have generated the code for this object specifically. Okay, there we have it. Now if you notice, this is within this 3D object. The code lives within the 3D object. That means that this code, whatever is generated, applies to this 3D object. Now to test this out, I'll hit the play button. Play button again, guys. To recap, it's right up here, okay, where my mouse is. If I hit the play button, you'll notice that the shield is indeed rotating. Okay, Now, that was one question. Anything else that's coming up, guys? If you can just let me know what specifically to go over once again while we are doing the recap. I'm happy to go over. Sure. Olympiad says, can you explain again? Absolutely. What exactly would you like me to explain? So one of the questions is, if I have 0 coins, I can't make objects. That is correct. So if your coins go all the way down to 0, that means you will not be able to generate. You will have to you can request for more coins on our Discord. Okay. So can someone from the team please drop a link to our Discord channel? It's pinned up top in the chat, guys. It is pinned up top in the chat. If you see, we have the link to our Discord server pinned in the chat. If any of you are having credits, problems accessing credits, or if you've run out of credits and if you want to request more, just come into our Discord server and request one of the Madmods team members to grant you some more credits. Okay. Now, let us see what else we can do, okay? Let me show you some of these other things here. We previously programmed this car to shoot objects, when we press the F key. Let us see if that works. Okay? Seems like it is not working. Let us find out why. Let me go to the code for this first of all. Oh, I see that the code has not been applied. So guys, once the code is generated, one of the things that I forgot to tell you, sorry, is you also have to just click on this code generated, okay? This will get much smoother going forward, but for the moment, just click on it. So I click on it. Now I have the code for it. So it says create a bullet of this type sphere. So a spherical bullet basically. And let me also make the size of my bullet slightly bigger. And then that's it. Instead of rotating the bullet, what I'd like to do here is I'll just apply physics to my bullet. Okay. So let me show you how physics works here as well. So what I've done is create an object named bullet when I press the F button, and I'm going to be applying force to bullet towards self objects forward by, let's say, 200 units, right? That's a very high speed. Now, before we create the object named bullet, we also want to remove bullet. If one already exists, we don't want to populate our scene with a lot of bullets. So we just remove it if it exists, create a new bullet and apply force to it. Okay, let's see what that does. Oops. Extremely slowly our bullet is just popping out of our car like that and not at all shooting it. Let's find out why. Let me see. So first of all, I have static. Okay, that is my physics type. As you can see here, I have static physics type. So that means that the bullet is going to collide with my object here. So what I'll do is, when I create my bullet, I don't want it to create exactly within the center of this car, right? Because it's going to collide against the car itself. So what I'll do is I want it to be spawned slightly forward along the blue axis and slightly upwards as well. So somewhere here we want to spawn the object, which is the ball, and then fire it from there, okay? So let us ask the AI to do that for us. Let's say change, let's say create the bullet at an offset in the up and forward directions. Okay, so what we are saying is, don't create the bullet right in the center of the car, but create it at a slight offset towards the front and the up direction, okay, so that we get the bullet somewhere here. Let us see if it can do this. So what we're expecting here to happen is we want these position blocks to have an offset. An offset is simply an addition, which is position of x plus some number, okay? So let us see what the AI does. Okay, failed to execute clone. Okay, code generation failed here for some reason. Let's do this manually. I'll show you how to do this manually. So I take the math blocks. It allows you to do all sorts of math operations. So what I want here is, y is the up direction, by the way. So there's the three axes x, y, and z. Y being the green axis, which is the up facing axis. Okay, so I add 1 unit there. And when I now play, okay, that's not high enough. So let me add a little bit more offset to it. Give me a second here. Okay, it seems to be creating the object, but the force is not being applied as we would like it to be. Never mind. Let us move along and come back to it at a later point. Okay. In fact, let me try and open up one of these other worlds that I've created. Let me just open up this one. So I'm going to change up the project, and here you can see that I have a tank, and pressing F is shooting that ball really fast. Okay. In this, however, we had a little bit of a problem. We're running into a bit of a problem with this code generation, but just to illustrate the point, this works. Okay. Now here, I'd like to show you something really interesting. So I have a shield over here. What I've done in this case is I have some code here as well. I've coded the shield up such that, and the AI has coded it, by the way. What it does is every time the shield is hit, it is going to make it slightly smaller. And after 3 hits, it's going to just set it back to its original size. Okay. So I'll show you what that looks like. So if I shoot it, it's going to make that object smaller and smaller until I can't hit it anymore. Okay. So let's say I set it to be really big like that, and then I start shooting at it. It just makes it smaller and smaller as I keep shooting it. So it's just one of the different mechanisms that you can do. The way you do this is you go into the code and you have your collision nodes here. When self collides with a ball, you can make it do a bunch of things. Okay. So there's that. Let's move along. Let us see what else we can do. Okay. I've not shown you how to generate sounds. It's pretty much the same thing. You go into the sound tab at the bottom here, and then let me say cannon blast. Okay, and give me a 2-second clip for a cannon blast sound, right? And I'm going to hit the generate button. We wait for a couple of seconds as usual, and once it is done, we will be able to see it here. Okay. Okay, play. Admittedly, it's not the best quality sound that's been generated, but it's something to play with already. Okay. So this sound model is going to be very quickly. So the sound generation is going to get better and better as you play with it. In the next couple of days, the sound generation should be much more accurate as well. So now that this is generated, right, what can we do with the sound? Let's go to the library. Let's go to the sounds panel over here. There's objects and sounds. Now I've gone to the sounds sounds filter, and this is the sound that we've just generated. It's called a cannon blast. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll drag and drop this over here, and then I can click and select it. I can hit the play button to just preview it. Okay, I'm going to preview my sound like that. Now when we press the F button to shoot that ball, we also want to play this cannon blast sound, right? So I go back into my code, and what we'll do here is when the F key is pressed, from the sounds category we'll pick up play sound, and we'll just plug it in like that. Okay, so to recap, I'm going to do this again. When F key is pressed, that's when it shoots this ball. What we want to do here is play this cannon blast sound. So I take the sound block and I just stick it in at the top over here. Okay, I'm going to play the sound called blast. So what that means is I'm going to have to name my sound blast as well. So let me just delete all this and just call it blast. Okay, so now when I press the F key, it's going to play that sound. Let's play a nicer sound that I previously generated, which was doing a much better job. Let me just try to find that. I'm going to call this the blast sound. Okay, so now when I play, it does that. Let's move along. So that was sound generation, and that is how you drag and drop a sound object into your scene and also control it through a program. Okay, now let's see what else we can do. We have this scene tab over here, which is the third tab, which we've not gone into so far. And this will let you control the different things in your world. Okay, so the very first setting is the world settings up here. You can control the brightness of your scene, for instance. You can also change the skybox. Okay, let's perhaps change the skybox to something more interesting. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Okay, this looks rather dramatic. I'm going to keep this. And then let's change up the ground as well. Let's see what sorts of materials we can have for the ground. There's a bunch of things that you can, you can just try around and see what you like. Now the next thing, guys, before we go into anything further, I just want to go over the chat here and see if anyone's having any trouble, anything that I need to go over. Let me look at the chat here. Guys, I'm hearing that a few of you have trouble with getting your coins. If you don't have the 200 coins granted to you already, don't worry about it. Just drop a message to one of the guys or just in one of the channels on Discord, and we'll make sure that you guys get those AI coins for you to be able to generate stuff. Okay? Don't worry about it. Once the workshop is done, we'll make sure that all of you who have Madmods accounts will get coins. Okay. During the workshop, just make sure you're following along, make sure you're understanding how different parts of the platform are working. And then once the workshop is done, I'm sure one of the guys will just grant you 200 credits for you to just start playing around, okay? Now, the next thing that I want to show is, this is really important. Anytime you create a project like this, and very soon it starts looking like a game, you know, you don't want to lose that progress, right? You want to save it for later. Now, you can do that very easily by clicking on this drop down over here, and then find the save option, right? You just click on the save option and it'll save it with the name that you have provided over here, okay? Provided it over here. So I'm going to call mine, let's see, demo 1, okay? Now I hit the save button and it says project saved successfully. You guys could not see the toast notifications that I got here because my camera output is covering it, but you'll see a notification, okay? So we've saved demo 1. Now how can we load it back up, right? Let's say we close all of these, we close this tab, right? And for some reason I've lost it. Now I need to be able to go back into the same project. So what I'll do here is I'm just going to go into play.madmods.world all over again, and I'll go into my profile page, okay? On my profile page, you'll see that I have demo 1 here already. So since I'm logged in as Rohan, I'll be able to just edit it. Okay, so I'll click on edit this project and I'm taken to my project once again. Okay, and all my progress is just restored to whatever state it was in. Now, once you've done this, there are times when you would like to, when you've sort of completed your game and it is ready for other people to try it out and test it and so on. You want to share your project, you want to share your game with someone else. You have the share button right next to the play button, okay? Now let's see what that does. It says share link for demo 1 project copied. Now let me just click it somewhere like this and I hit enter, and then it's going to open up the same project but not in the editor but in the play mode, okay? So anyone who has access to this play link that you share will only play this game like this. They will not have the editor, they will not have anything else. So you have, at this point, you have published a game onto the web, okay? Now I escape. I will not come back to the editor, but it says the game is now paused. I can either resume the game or I can press escape and explore other games, which will take me back to the community projects, okay? Oops, sorry. It should take me back to the community page. Interesting. Let me figure out what's causing that problem. But in the meanwhile, what I want to say is, let's say we have this link. We can, give me a second here. I'll have someone from my team share it on the chat so that you guys will be able to give it a go as well. So it's simply a play link, right? The way to publish it is, we're right now going to publish it in the chat, but you could potentially publish it on Twitter, right? Your game could go viral. You could just publish it on Instagram, wherever your audiences are. You can just send it and they'll be able to start playing it right away. Let's do a few more things here. Now, one of the interesting things with sharing play links is that you will get those metrics on your project right away, okay? So you'll notice here that it says play 1 next to the play button, right? This means that one person has played it, which was me. I just played the game. Now, if you can, if you guys can all click it in the chat window here, we can notice that we can see how the play count starts to increase over here. Okay, so let me try this once again. I'm going to hit the play link all over again. So this is a second time that this play has been opened. This game has been played. Now I escape, I exit. If I come back here and refresh my page, in a short while it should update to two plays. Okay. Anyway, let's. So these are some of the platform options that you have available. Now we are drawing to a close on this workshop, guys. I hope you guys have had fun so far. If not, we'll do another workshop for sure in the coming week, and I promise you we'll make it more fun. Okay. In any case, this is the first part of a series of workshops, guys. So there's going to be 2 more workshops across the next 2 weeks, and hopefully we will together build up to creating an interesting game. By the time we are done with the 3 workshops. So please join us for the next 2 workshops as well. The first workshop, we take it a little bit slow because a lot of you guys are just starting out with it. So in the second workshop onwards, we can go a little bit faster and start creating more interesting games as well. Okay. Now, yeah, so some of you guys seem to have clicked on the play link. I can see that. Okay, never mind. Right. So as I was saying, series of workshops. We will drop. There's a link right there. Next workshop. Okay. So make sure you guys are registering for the next workshop, where we're going to be building out an actual game, and you guys can follow along and publish it, and hopefully that'll be your first game published, and you can share it with the world. Okay. So before I log off and draw the curtains on this workshop, guys, anything that you'd like me to answer? I'm looking at the comments here. If I find a question, guys, in the next minute or 2, I'm happy to answer. How to make something trigger infinite times? Great question. Great question. A little bit involved in terms of the programming, but let's note it down. Just drop that. That's a great question. Drop it in the Discord server, guys, so that we'll make a note of it. We'll definitely go over, creating something like that during our next workshop. We'll make perhaps a machine gun, perhaps, right? Should be a lot of fun. Points are 0, troubling to join Discord. Great point. Yeah, guys, if you're anyone under 13 here, please make sure you have parental consent before joining Discord. Okay, your parents need to approve, otherwise you will not be able to join Discord. Please gift Robux, guys. Unfortunately, we are not Roblox. We cannot gift you Robux. Sorry to sorry to disappoint there, but we will give you some coins on Madmods that you can use for generating things and for publishing your own games. Okay, guys, any questions further that you have, please drop it. Please find your way onto our Discord server. That's where we take all the questions. Let me actually show you guys how to go into our Discord as well. Just give me a second here. Sorry about it. So madmods.world, we have the Discord link right up here in the header. So you click it, you'll be taken to the Discord server, okay? I'm already logged into Discord, so it says launch, continue to Discord. It should take you right into our Discord server, guys. So that's the Discord server, and you can just start to post your questions right away. Guys, I've had a lot of fun during this workshop. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun as well. Until next time, guys, see you. Cheers. Bye bye.